welcome to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you two brand new collections from Daydreamin. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new, thanks for hanging out with me today. Make sure you press that subscribe button. I upload new live swatching videos every week. So both of these collections launch on Friday, June 11th at 9 p.m. EDT. First, we're going to take a look at the Summer Dreamin collection, which is a 4-piece collection in a variety of finishes. I'm also going to share with you the Good Vibes collection, which has 2 UV sensitive polishes and 3 thermals. All the polishes in this collection are $10, or you'll be able to buy them in their collections at a discounted price. I'll link the Different Dimensions site, their Instagram, and their Facebook group in the description box so you can check out other swatches of everything you see today. All right, we've got 9 beautiful polishes to take a look at today, so let's get into the swatches. So we're jumping right in with the Summer Dreamin collection. Remember, that's the quad, and we're beginning with Pink Moon. This one's described as being a dusty, light pink cream base linear holographic polish with gold to green to orange aurora shimmers. Remember, each of the polishes retail for $10 individually, or you can purchase them in their collections at a discounted price. So yes, this does have linear holographic, but that is in no way what I'm looking at right now. I am totally distracted by the beautiful orange shimmer running throughout. In bright lighting, it definitely pulls orange, and then as you move your hand around in different lighting situations, you can see the green and the gold as well. This is the formula I associate with Different Dimension. They do these cream-based polishes that build up in 2 coats really well. Sometimes they have a beautiful shimmer, sometimes it's a flaky, but I can always count on them to be high quality. So here's what it looks like in my studio lighting. I am going to take it outdoors, but I've had a lot of cloudy weather lately, so I wanted to make sure I got some bright lighting shots as well. Here's what it looks like in natural lighting. As you can see, it is cloudy, but you can still see that beautiful shimmer. Pictured are 2 coats of Pink Moon with a glossy top coat. And next is Summer Solstice. This one's described as being a soft buff cream base linear holographic polish with added green to gold to orange color shifting aurora shimmers. So surprisingly, this one has the same description as Pink Moon. I think they're the same polish, just with a different base color. Interestingly though, I feel like the holographic is much more prominent in Summer Solstice than it was in Pink Moon. I feel that the shimmer in this one kind of takes the back seat. Also, I thought it was interesting that they described it as having a buff colored base. In my mind, I think of buff being kind of a yellowish tan, but this looked very much like a taupe leaning dove gray to me. Formula on this one was fantastic, went on smooth, buttery, and self-leveled. I got full opacity in 2 coats, and I think 2 coats will be great for most people. So here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch, again in my indoor lighting, and you see a lot more of the holographic this time. It'll be even brighter in the beautiful sunshine. Pictured are 2 coats of Summer Solstice with a glossy top coat. Next is not Daydreaming, but Daydreamin. That's speaking to my southern heart right there. So Daydreamin is described as being a clear base topper loaded with orange to green to gold color shifting aurora shimmers, holographic micro flakies with added black and white micro glitters. You have the option to either build this one up on its own in 2 or 3 coats, or you can wear it as a topper. I swatched it both ways so you can see. I am impressed with the uniqueness of this polish. I've never seen one like it, and I definitely don't have one like it. On application, despite it having a clear base, you get a ton of those glitters out, a ton of that shimmer out, and it actually blurs the nail line quite well. I was able to get full opacity on my nail length in just 2 coats. Because of all the glitters in here, it does dry textured, so I would really recommend a glitter smoothing top coat. That's what you'll see it swatched with, and I'll link the one I used in the description box. As a topper, I was not the biggest fan of this one in that way. I really did prefer it on its own, but I will say if you're a topper lover, which I am not, you can really see the beautiful orange to green shifting shimmer better over a deeper color. The glitters I'll also add make it pretty tough to remove, so recommend soaking it off. That's what I did, or using a peel-off base coat. So here's what it looks like. Oh man, that shimmer, and there's beautiful holographic and the black and white glitters. This polish has a little bit of everything. And here's what it looks like outdoors in lower lighting, and I think the shimmer looks really cool here as well. Pictured are 2 coats of Daydreamin with a glossy top coat. And the final polish in this quad, and I think my personal favorite because it's so versatile, is Gold Rush. And it's simply described as being a gold flaky topper. Right to the point, that is what it is. It is a gold flaky topper. So not too much to say with this one. It's got some different sized flakies in there, some really small ones, and then some more medium sized flakies. I did want to swatch it a few ways. I will have all of these base colors linked in the description box too, in case you love them. But I thought it was beautiful. Honestly, over everything I swatched it on top of. Over the white, it gave a very ethereal, angelic look. Tons of flakies come out very easily, so you get great coverage with just one pass. I would say over the red, it kind of gave me holiday, winter vibes, and you can see there are some larger flakies in there as well. And then over the black, of course, it looked fantastic because toppers always look great over black. So here's what they look like up close over the white, over the red, and over the black. Really beautiful all 3 ways. But my favorite way to wear it was over a deep blue. I just thought it looked so classy. So that's what you're looking at here. Oh, I really do like this topper. I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it in the autumn and in the winter. Pictured is 1 coat of Gold Rush with a glossy top coat. And now we're getting into the Good Vibes collection, which remember is a 5-piece collection of thermals and UV sensitive polishes. We're starting with Just Breathe. This one is UV sensitive. It's white indoors and blue outdoors, and it's got gorgeous purple to pink to gold to green color shifting flakies. Ooh, this one's really pretty. I am a big fan of white, kind of milky finish polishes, and the flakies in this one make it so unique. On application, I will say this one came with a little bit of a learning curve. I don't know if I've ever tried different dimension, more like jelly finish polishes with these flakies. So they did have a tendency to bunch up. Just make sure you work thin on your coats and you should be just fine. So for me, this one was almost completely opaque in 3 coats. As most jelly polishes, especially these lighter colored jelly polishes, you're not going to get full opacity where that nail line is completely blurred, but I was satisfied with the opacity that I got in 3 coats. So now I'm applying my UV flashlight, and you're seeing it turn to this bright cobalt blue. It's quite a drastic finish, and I really like how quickly it transitions. So here's what it looks like in the full hand swatch in indoor lighting. You can still see a little bit of nail line, but it's very much blurred, and of course, tons of those gorgeous flakies. And here's what it looks like transitioning from the white state to the blue state. This wasn't the sunniest day of the year. It was during the morning. The sun was out. It was not very cloudy, but this was the bluest it got. I realized with these solar polishes, the more intense sunlight you have, the deeper blue it's going to become. So here's what it looks like again with the UV flashlight. If you're in really intense sunlight, this should be the color you get. Pictured are 3 coats of Just Breathe indoors, 3 coats with the UV light, and 3 coats with moderate sunlight, and of course a glossy top coat. And our second UV reactive polish in this collection is All Is Well. This one's described as also being a UV reactive polish that's light blue when indoors, which is what you're looking at here. It turns purple outdoors, and it has green to orange to pink to gold, color shifting flakies, and holographic micro flakies. So this one has actually a different flaky mixture than Just Breathe, and it has the added holographic as well. On application, it applied very much like the last polish we looked at. It was pretty sheer on that first coat, very squishy. Lots of flakies came out super easily. On the second coat, we started to get more of that beautiful blue color we see in the bottle, but the nail line is still quite visible. The flakies in these polishes I found too, there are just so many of them, they tend to creep past the tip of your nail, so you'll just want to make sure you smooth those out before continuing to your next coat of polish. So in 3 coats, this one was pleasantly surprisingly completely opaque, really gorgeous, bright, bold blue color. I'm applying the UV light. Kind of looks bluish here, but really you can see it's more of a violet purple than a blue leaning purple. It's really, really pretty. So here's what it looks like in the full hand swatch in its indoor state. Really, really gorgeous flakes. And then here's what it looks like as it's transitioning. Once again, we see kind of the same effect we saw with Just Breathe. It doesn't get as purple as it does when you use a direct UV light because my sunlight may not be as intense as my UV reactive flashlight. But regardless, it's a really pretty purple shade. And then if you're in really intense sunlight, this will be your result. You can see I'm applying the UV flashlight here and it turns to this gorgeous, vibrant violet shade. Oh, look at that. So, so pretty. Pictured are 3 coats of All Is Well with a glossy top coat indoors, 3 coats with my UV flashlight, and 3 coats outdoors with a glossy top coat. Now we're going to get into the thermals in this collection, but first a quick disclaimer, thermals die, they lose their ability to transition when they're exposed to extreme changes in temperature, either hot or cold. So if you order this and it's sitting in your mailbox all day, there's a great chance that when you go to use it, it's not going to work, it's not going to transition. So make sure you order it at a time when you can be home to check your mail immediately. Maybe even consider freezing your mail delivery so you can go pick it up at the post office whenever you're free. So this one is Sunny Days Ahead and it's a bright yellow when cold, which is what you're looking at here. It transitions to a light yellow when warm and it has gold to pink to green iridescent color shifting flakies. I love a yellow polish and this one was so much fun to wear. I absolutely adore it. It's the only yellow thermal I have in my collection. Again, we're seeing more of a jelly type base, so you're going to want to build it to 3 coats to get full opacity. And I sure did. At 3 coats, I couldn't see any of my nail line, and I was very pleasantly surprised for a yellow jelly. So here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch. Oh my goodness. Is this the polish of my summer dreams? I really, really like it. And I love those shifting flakies. It reminds me of like egg yolks, which is kind of weird, but I like it. And here's what it looks like in its warm state. It kind of transitions to a soft, buttery, more pastel yellow. Really pretty too. And here's what it looks like with a little bit of both. You see the warm state on my nail bed, and then at the tips, the cold, bright yellow state. Pictured are 3 coats of Sunny Days Ahead cold, and 3 coats warm with a glossy top coat. Next is the namesake of the collection. This one is Good Vibes, and it's described as being a thermal polish that is bright turquoise when cold, it turns gray when it's warmed up, and it has gold to orange to pink to green, color shifting flakies, and holographic micro flakies. I tried my best to adjust the color on my video to make it more true. I was wanting to pull blue for some reason, but it really is a bright teal leaning turquoise. It's got a little bit of green in there. It's really much more bright than it's showing on camera. I do feel like my swatches here though, and my photos at the end are more accurate. On application, this one was quite sheer on the first coat. You can see it's immediately going to that warm state on me. This one transitioned very quickly. Actually, I would say all the polishes, UV or thermal, transitioned very quickly on me anyway. So in its cold state, I got full opacity with this one in 3 coats. In its warm state, it is kind of a nude leaning color, but with all the flakies in here, I really couldn't see much nail line in 3 coats in its warm state either. Here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch, as cold as I could get it in June in Kentucky. Lots of that beautiful turquoise color. Again, I do feel like this swatch is pretty color accurate. And here's what it looks like in its warm state. Yeah, I can kind of see how it has some gray undertones, but it really does pull to be a nude color. It's really pretty. And here's what it looks like with a little bit of both. Pictured are 3 coats of Good Vibes Cold, 3 coats warm, and 3 coats with a little bit of both and a glossy top coat. And are you ready for my favorite from either collection? This one is Be Kind. It's also a thermal, and it is violet when cold, which is what you're seeing in the bottle, and it turns to a bright pink when warm. It's got blue to green to violet color shifting flakes. So I would say the base color of this one pulled a little bit blue for me. I do feel like my color is accurate on the screen, but it is a blue toned purple, a little grape leaning even. Application for this one was very similar to the others in this collection. I had a little bit of nail line showing in that first coat. You can see already why I liked it so much. Look at that color it transitions to. But more on that later. I got great opacity in 2 coats, but did decide to go in with a third just for good measure. Tons of flakies out on this one. They look mostly blue in most lightings, but I can see a little bit of purple in there as I move my hand around. So here's Be Kind in its cold state. It's this rich, beautiful, saturated purple shade. And then when it's warm, fuchsia. Yes! Different dimension. Thank you, thank you, thank you for making a beautiful fuchsia thermal. I am obsessed. And just when I thought it couldn't get any better, here's what it looks like with the 2 states combined. Absolutely breathtaking. Pictured are 3 coats of Be Kind Cold, 3 coats warm, and 3 coats with a little bit of both and a glossy top coat. So I'm super curious to hear your thoughts on these 2 collections. Did you prefer one collection over the other, or did you have a favorite polish? Let me know in the comments. You guys know I always love talking to you guys there. And if you're wanting to watch more content from me right now, I also shared a live swatch and review of Wildflower Lacquer's new Rock Crystal collection. And of course, polish pickups going on right now too. So I came out with a preview video of a lot of items for June's polish pickup. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.